The Couch is proudly supported by Palace Cinemas, Elite Audiovisual Productions, Crown and Andrews Board Games, fun for the whole family, and Scoot Airlines. Escape the ordinary, fly Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to our final show for 2019. We have got a big show for 660. 17 years ended, 18 next year. We're looking forward to doing a very big show today. Let me tell you who's on. Bitching with our team today. We've also got Di Wilcox coming in to talk about modern day women. Blake Williams is coming in to talk about his show on Mix 94.5 and Proof the Band. Wild Things with Marnie Giroux. They're doing a science experiment. And also today, Talking Tech with Ben Aylett, we look at streaming around Australia, all the different streaming platforms. Ian Blackley's coming in now. He hosts Breakfast on 6IX. He was also for Mix and 96 FM and everywhere, Radio West as well. So we'll talk to him. Chef Lisa Richards comes in. She's got a brand new invention, a recipe for little cracker biscuits that you put in your dip, but you make them yourself at home. So great. Talking movies with Mark Rickoff. We've also got Talking Entertainment. Simone Springer's in with Questionable. And last but not least, Momentum Kids come in to talk about the environment and climate change. Music-wise, Karen Page is singing for us, and Six Strings Classic, they're singing that as well. Big show. Stick around. 660 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. You can see it from your house. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Wow, what a big show, and we've got some fabulous people, local West Australians, because, you know, my saying's always been to be local, you have to be local, and to do local, you have to be local as well. So these are local people. Let's go through and introduce them. Chris Ilsley from Perth Tonight, 6PR.
Good
Welcome.
evening, Fred. I was just thinking, with the intro you did,
Yep.
after you finished the intro, I thought, that's the show.
It is the show. Big show. Jen Merrigan, haveagonews.com.au.
Yes,
Welcome. You've got a brand new edition out,
we have.
and it's a big one.
It is a big one with a lovely interview with the man who played Poirot for 25 years, David Suchet.
Beautiful. Have a
yes.
go. Haveago.com, haveagonews.com.au. You can
Yes.
see it online as well. Peter Newman, the man, the legend, the voice,
Nice
the
to be
younger
here.
brother of Jeff Newman.
Yes, and the the younger and the fatter brother, I might say.
I'd say the better looking one. But
Well, no. I've got my standard phrase. You've just given me a great cue in. When people come up to me and say, you're not as good looking as Jeff, I say, he's telegenic, but I'm audiogenic. That's a good line, isn't it?
yes. And talking about hygienic and
line?
audiogenic and all that sort of
and
Keeping ugly
telegenic.
people in a job since
Ted Bull.
1895.
It's do you know
ABC legend.
Well, the highlight I'm looking forward to in the program this time is make yourself crackers. I think that is just so. I've been making myself crackers for years. I have to say,
It's a great
I have
website,
to say one
makeyourselfcrackers.com.
thing.
Yep.
To be sitting next to this man. Who is one of my greatest friends, and I have so much admiration for him as a broadcaster.
I gave him a job at the ABC.
Yeah, that's
why.
true, and I've always been grateful. I mean, I got the
didn't last
pension and
too
he
long,
missed
did it?
out on it.
That was worth a
I left
friendship.
voluntarily.
50 odd years at the ABC.
And I think it's a great shame that Pete's not on air regularly here.
Well, you know what?
In Perth, because truly, you know,
He's a
I mean,
legend.
we're not allowed to compliment people being Australians, but hey, Pete's one of the greats.
Exactly. You won't find him in a call centre in the Philippines. Well done. Can I just... thank God. Otherwise, we wouldn't understand him.
I know,
We'd always
I
say,
know.
sorry, I want to speak to a Filipino person.
He'd be more direct. I reckon Peter'd be great in a call centre. Well, no, your computer is playing up because you are the idiot. There is nothing wrong with the machine.
Can I come in here? I've
you
got this
can.
perfect phrase, which I tell my son, the older son, who's an IT whiz, a business manager.
Yep.
I say I am technologically and mechanically dyslexic.
There you go. And they
sums
believe
it up beautifully.
It does, but can we start today's show? 'Cause
Yeah,
I know,
sure, but-
it's fantastic having you all
Am
here.
I starting off?
You're going to start.
Oh,
today.
good, because I'm not going to be Lex Diskic. I shouldn't say that was politically incorrect, wasn't it? But
Well,
hey,
this is-
what can anybody do to me now? I want to talk about this fascinating thing that's happening in New South Wales from December. They're going to trial these mobile phone detection cameras.
What
How
does that
about
mean?
this?
How does this work?
Well, let me tell you, Al Glad, the Berejiklian government says it is on a mission to change. Now, all jokes aside, it's a serious thing, and they checked it all out, and it's something like 100,000 people were found to be using their telephones whilst driving in New South Wales, and I'm sure it wouldn't be like that here in Western Australia.
No.
So is this a thing? Is this a way of catching people that are using their
Well,
phones?
that's the whole idea. And the amazing thing is, it doesn't matter whether you have darkened windows, they actually go into your car. And the big problem they have is the fact that it photographs your lap. So if you have your phone on your lap, and this is going to be the big
Well,
social
they need to
issue.
make sure it's your phone because you might be well endowed, Ted.
Well, how do you know I'm not?
Well, I'm just thinking ahead. You know, you could have a lot of court battles here saying that wasn't the phone. I was just happy to see you.
That wasn't the phone. It was a pistol in my pocket.
So, what do you make of this? Do you think it's a good idea?
What, the pistol in my pocket? No, look, I think it's great. Look, I have to say that I'm one of those people who, when I'm driving, I go, aha! That person is on their
You see
phone.
them all the time.
I see them all.
Everywhere.
I watch. I'm a bit of a, a
I
narc.
agree with you.
I would
But
say watch out for the young female in the Hyundai i20.
Yep.
They're on their phone and they're a psycho.
There's a lot of people.
Whatever's
I
happened,
hate it
they've
when you
missed.
generalise.
Right, whatever's happened on the road, they've missed because they're too busy on their phone. So you give them a toot to sort of alert them to
And
the
they
fact
drive
that the
aggressively.
Kenworth is about to run them over, and they turn around and they go.
Chris, we do know there has been some horrendous accidents because of people being on the phone.
distracted. They're
It's
distracted.
a serious kind of
It's
stuff.
ridiculous,
And I just think that you're going to be fined. Well, I think they're going to trial it. And they're going to send notes out to people saying, you naughty person, don't do it again. But from then on, it's something like $400 if you're busted.
And I reckon
And
it will
the
happen
cost.
everywhere,
And the
every
cost.
state.
No, the cost.
Can I
of
let the nerd out
rolling
to
on
play
this
for a
program.
moment?
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
for a
the
little
cost, it's
moment.
what is it? It's a lot of money. But
It's about 8.5 million cars, 100,000
And interestingly
drivers.
enough, it's not a revenue raiser because what's happening with the money raised, and there'll be heaps, it's going back into buying more cameras.
Yeah, they haven't. They've said it'll be
To raise more revenue.
Yeah, to raise more revenue, to buy more cameras.
at the moment they're charging people $344 and 5 demerit points if they get caught
It's
using
going
Can I
up.
let the nerd out to play for a moment? I
Yep.
cannot work out why in car design specifications they don't
There
simply
should be a
turn the
blocker.
car into a Faraday cage.
But why can't
Phone
they block
wouldn't work
it?
inside the car. Then
Correct,
the only way it
correct.
would work is if you
If-
plugged it to an outside
Or
end.
the
Yeah, but a
car
lot of
has to
people
be
have old
turned off.
cars that predate Faraday. Whoever Faraday.
Can we ask, let's move on, Peter, what do you think of this? Great idea? Stop people using their phones?
It won't work.
It won't work, the people still use it?
Yes.
Jen?
I think it's a good idea, but whether people actually obey it
Yeah.
will be another thing.
I reckon it will be picked up by the rest of Australia, Ted, as well.
Yeah,
I think it's a
it
great
will,
idea.
it will
And
be.
Chris, your
I
last
have
word?
to say, I agree with Peter. Great idea. It's not going to work.
Ye
People
of
are
little
too
faith.
welded. No, people
Well,
are
I tell
too
you what,
welded
they're
to
gonna
their-
do something.
There's
Yes.
already
Yeah, gotta do
fines. There's
something.
already all these threats.
Yes.
Firstly, they don't put cops out on the road anyway.
Yep.
Secondly, I would lay London to a brick that there's going to be a smart lawyer who's going to find a flaw in this.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to set the precedence and blow the whole thing
Can I
out the
just, the
water.
Yep,
best
just
program
quickly.
we saw here was the officers on scooters or whatever.
Yep.
They're on
without
motorbikes.
uniform.
Yeah.
And then they'd have a police officer in uniform come behind, and that was a very successful program.
worked.
But they don't run it anymore. Don't
Yeah,
know
the
why.
undercover
Because it's cheaper
police
to put a
officer.
speed camera there
Peter,
with a
yeah.
level 1
Yes.
public
What's your
service.
story?
My story is we are the most overgoverned country in the world.
definitely.
Yeah.
And the three tiers of government, I suspect that local government is the least efficient. I cannot believe this. The city of Coburn
again.
which is for those in other parts, the south of
Southwestern
Perth.
Perth.
Yep.
There's about 100,000 people. They pick up $100 million from
The
rates.
ratepayers. Yep.
56% of that goes on salaries. The CEO is the second highest paid CEO of
I
Western
read
Australia,
that.
$380,000
He
a
earns more than the
year.
Premier.
Yes.
Now, he is on stress leave. Stress leave. Nobody knows why, because he has declared Coburn Council as an unsafe working place. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh, obviously- obviously someone found
an
out what he
unsafe-
earns.
Well, an unsafe working place is if you're an SAS
Yeah.
soldier working in Afghanistan.
Didn't
What
the
does this
same-
mean?
Didn't the same thing happen in the city of
It
Perth?
did, same thing.
Yep,
They've
same
got a
thing.
raw
But
to
isn't
Can
he
I
the-
just ask
isn't he
a
the
question?
CEO?
He's the CEO, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's the boss cocky. So whoever he's complaining about, it can't be the
Correct.
underlings because they're subservient to him. So the wage and salaried employees
There must be
of
more
the city
to
of
this.
Coburn,
Yes.
it is about the councillors.
Councillors.
Yes, there's
Two
more
have
to
been
this.
engaged in some legal.
The city of Coburn have had a history of
Yes,
disability.
they've been investigated by
Didn't
the
George
crime and corruption.
Grilich's brother?
Yes,
run it
John.
So what are-
Gordon,
what are we
yes.
making
But
of
this
this?
is amazing.
Yeah.
But they're having an inquiry.
Yep.
But we don't know who's
and
conducting
the
the inquiry.
deputy's acting as the CEO
Yes,
at the moment.
yes. But this man is on.
Stress leave
Stress
for nothing,
leave.
and he's the one, like Chris said, he's the CEO.
But this is-
he should address
How
these
do you
issues.
document that somebody is stressed? Do you not have to establish
Well,
the
medical
bona
would-
I
fides
guess,
of the
I guess
claim?
these days it's very easy to say this is what the situation is. And the thing is with stress leave, it's personal. Something that stresses me out may not stress Peter or
course,
Ted
that's
out.
good.
Don't you have to medically establish that there is an issue? If
No.
you don't, then I'm sorry, the
no,
whole
'cause-
thing is a farce because
Well,
anyone
look-
who gets the cheesy with their
Yes.
employer can say, I'm stressed and shoot through on
Look, I know
stress leave.
Centrelink no longer recognise stress leave as a case for disability, so if mental health things.
But do
it's
you know
dodgy.
that in the public
It's a
sector,
rort,
at the public sector,
I think.
they have 7 times as many workers
Yep.
applying for stress leave than they do in the private sector.
Yeah.
These people wouldn't know what it's like to work
Look,
in
especially
small
the
business.
CEO. If you're the CEO,
Oh.
if it was one of the
And you're
staff, I could
on
understand.
$80,000 a year.
Ted, what do you think? What do you
Yeah.
think?
How he
Concede in
copes.
defence
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no,
well,
you're-
hang
no,
on,
no,
mate.
no,
Working out how to
no,
spend
no,
his
no,
money.
Can we-
no, I want
we'll
to-
ask
for the
Ted
ABC,
first.
See, I
and
know.
you remember the stress at the ABC when they ran out of bloody Pablo coffee.
Or the biscuits got knocked off it.
It
I
leads
thought
into
that would
hang
have
on,
just caused a
it
strike.
leads into
Yep.
my corollary.
Yep, go
Corollary
on.
to this is this. I can't believe this story. Jackie Trad is the treasurer and the deputy premier of Queensland.
Yes.
And as far as I can see, she's one of the Labor hacks. After doing a master's degree, she worked for the Labor Party. They've spent a fortune, millions and millions of dollars, on employing consultants. One has to ask, what do the public servants do if they've got to employ a consultant to do their job? Anyway, this beats everything. She has a 2-year budget of $10 million to pay consultants to advise how to slash the government
Consultants.
spending on
Consultants.
consultants. This is
It's what you call
Hey.
stupidity.
Stupidity.
She has
I
to
don't
have a
want this.
consultant to tell her to get rid of a
Can you
consultant.
believe this?
That's like a line out of a Monty Python movie.
It is, isn't it?
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Yes, Chris.
Sir Humphrey Appleby's on the phone. Hang on a sec. It's got to-
Yeah.
It gets even.
So let's.
Yeah,
I know
Humphrey,
we've only got short time. We need 2 more to
so
go through.
Humphrey is
So
most
what do you
impressed.
think of it? Can I get your
It's
opinion?
absurd. It's absurd. It's a
Absurd,
further
Jen?
example.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous, Chris?
Oh, beyond stupid.
And Ted.
Well, after consulting my consultant, I've decided that I need another
to consult more.
consultant.
Jen, what's your story? I tell you what, these politics, the
It is.
political
It's
stories
just going
is
out
ridiculous.
of over the top,
Jen?
and this is a little bit over the top as well.
Our good friend
Yesterday
Vince?
morning, I got up on Saturday morning and I waved a sausage in the air because I care.
It's unusual to
I
see you
can
with a
feel the
sausage in
tingle
your hand.
coming
Ted.
on. I waved the sausage in the air because
To
I
Oprah.
care.
And
He's
Dean
engaging.
Martin.
He's engaging a lot of double entendre in this
Yes,
show today.
see, you still get the radio job there. I tell
So
you,
I went and supported my good friend Vince Garaffa from Mondo's Butchers. Vince writes a recipe in Have a Go News every month and is also a very good personal friend.
Yes.
And he was being targeted by
the
direct
vegans.
direct action
Basically,
everywhere.
they're saying they don't like the fact he sells horse meat.
Yes.
They don't like that he sells meat. There was a few, but how many would you say were there, Jen?
Oh,
Maybe 50?
about 20,
20 people?
About
Did you see some of
20 activists.
Did you see some of those idiots on the news?
Yeah, I did,
I mean,
actually.
fair dinkum, mate. Can you please explain to me, out of 1 billion sperm, how did they win?
Yeah, well, can I ask? Let's start with you, Jen.
Yeah, so
what do you think
what
of the whole
happened? There was
situation?
about 20 protesters from Direct Action. Vince was given a license to
Sell
sell
horse meat.
horse
He's
meat
the only
back
one.
in 2010.
Only one in Australia.
Only butcher in Australia.
Doesn't promote
now,
it.
Horse meat it's been used in for people have eaten it
It's
for a
good.
long time,
There's a lot of
particularly in
iron.
Europe.
I have eaten horse meat
Yeah.
in Brussels.
There's a lot of iron in it. It's good for people who have a low energy level and all that sort of thing.
Each his own. I am a strong believer. If you want to be a vegetarian, a vegan, a pescatarian, eat meat, do whatever,
Yep.
that's your business. but don't go and interrupt small business.
A legal business running
and legal
legally.
business. It is if everyone became a vegan, we actually
This-
wouldn't be able to
this
feed
was
the
the point
world.
I made
We
on
would
air.
die.
We would
Because
die.
the vegan diet is nutritionally
Yeah, well,
incomplete.
the point I
anyway.
made on air was if he was running a business that wasn't legal, I can understand. He's running a business which is a butcher shop. He's selling meat, horse meat. He's got a license to do that. I think it would be the same case if all of us turned up to a vegan restaurant and started protesting they don't eat meat. Why would we do
But
that?
Jen, the point was he had more supporters there, did he
He
not?
had
did.
more supporters. There was probably about 70 of us there.
He's a very popular man.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
popular. There was lots of people standing by Vince, standing by small business,
Yep.
standing by the fact it's your right to choose what you eat. We don't care if they're vegans.
Okay, question to the panel here. Do you think the vegan movement is getting carried away where they're starting to interfere in the running of people's legal businesses
Yes.
and starting to affect those
Well,
businesses?
well, when I was a young man, I did a fair bit of protesting, and because of that, I believe that people always will have the right to protest.
I agree with protesting, but do you think there's a case
what's the
here?
point of protesting if you don't cause disruption?
Good. So
No,
what's
I mean,
the point
that's-
then if we go with a baseball bat and kneecap the bastard?
Oh, you
well,
can't
you
do
can't
that.
have
That's
Oh, we
silly.
can't do that, but they can interrupt a lawful
I have
business.
to say this
Right.
about
Just-
Vince.
just
Yep.
If you've
make
ever
sure I
seen
take notes.
Vince bone a chook, you would never ever get on the wrong side of him.
Look, I tend to. I
never
think
seen
the
him
point
bone a
here.
chook.
Oh, you see
the
him
point
bone a
here.
chook, mate, but
He's
that's
running a
right.
legal business. If it was illegal to sell meat, I understand. When you are running a business that you're allowed to run and it's all above the board and legal, people should leave him alone.
the
He's
rule
not
is
the
simple.
target.
Rule is simple.
Yeah.
I'm not forcing my lifestyle choices on somebody
That's
else.
what I think
They
as
don't
well.
force it on me.
And always remember this about Vince. When Vince was a young man, I know this, he owned a Valiant and it had baubles in the back window
that's why.
and a little dog in the back window that went, and any man like that I will always defend.
And anyone that drives a
He
Valiant
also
is a meat
believes
person.
in organic farming
Yes.
and really produces
Look,
beautiful quality meats and cares about animals. And
I agree.
we're carnivores. We
Jen, I
are
guess
made to
at
be
the end of
carnivores.
the end of the day, this story is all about picking a high-profile person that's a butcher. There's not many
Oh,
butchers
but
left
Vince
in this
got a
world.
lot of publicity out of it.
Oh,
I mean,
look,
and you know Vince,
I know,
we
I
love
know.
Vince, but Vince doesn't mind a headline.
Well, I think he looked
And
after
good on him.
himself, and he's made a couple of quick lines which made it quite funny. Look it up online.
Let's
But,
hear those.
yep, sorry, again.
Let's hear those quick lines.
The quick lines, he had one yesterday where he basically said he gave water to the protesters. He took water over to them and he said, those poor young people that had no energy because they don't eat meat, they haven't got the energy. And he goes, he's still a humorous man. Chris, they're wrapping us up.
are
You're
they?
it. What's your story about?
Well, this one makes sense. It's a logical one. I mean, really, what more do I have to say? Think twice before using social media to hashtag bag the boss.
Now, this
I mean,
happened-
starting the website, thebosssucks.com,
Yeah.
is never going to end well.
No.
Well, Ted,
Why would you do it? Yeah.
Chris, we remember a former station of ours that was with us at 6PR, 96 FM. I won't mention the presenters, but there was two presenters that they got rid of that were putting things on Facebook and all that sort of stuff.
To their defence, they
Yeah.
did it when they were snakes hissed.
Yes.
So to their defence.
But it happens
even
and
so-
people read it. People read that
Yes.
sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think, personally, would you ever do it on Twitter?
No.
No, you're smart
I
enough
mean,
to know
how
not
dumb
to do
is that? Listen, is it really going to end well? You get on there and you say, boss, you suck. Now, what is going to happen? What's going to... I know what's going to
Yeah, I
happen.
can't see it
It's going to be
ending.
out the door like a pair of speeding roller skates. That's
Jen,
what's
what do
gonna
you
happen.
think?
Oh,
Would you ever do it?
No, not at all.
I'm not going to
Wait,
ask
wait,
you.
wait. You
Ted.
are the boss.
I know.
So you must be a masochist.
Peter, what do you think?
Say something to hurt yourself.
It could be quite funny.
I'm interested in actually hearing from Peter because I know Peter, you're one of these people that says what he thinks should
Well,
be
I
said.
said it publicly
Oh,
on
dude,
air.
cool. What's the phone number again?
So I was immediate. Well, yes, and I
well,
was no longer behind
Would
the
you
microphone.
would you ever do it on social media or Facebook?
I don't have Facebook. I don't Twitter. I don't.
No,
do-
so you'd say it out loud if you had
Well,
something to say, and you
To
have
be
done.
fair, Peter had the courage of his convictions. One, he was sober. Two, he did it live on air without the aid of a
Yep.
delay. And three, he backed up his words by giving out
makes
the
him-
boss's phone
That
number.
makes him a legend, I think. That makes him a legend. So,
I don't know about that.
Ted, what about you?
I never went as far as Pete. However, if you go online, you can find my last radio shift at 6AX, which ended up in court.
It's forever classic.
Yeah.
That remark was forever classic.
It was Forever Classic before they were Forever Classic.
So I guess these days you've got all these new social media platforms, and you've got to be so careful because the bosses are looking at whether you've got a sick day, whether you're at the beach, whether you're working somewhere else, what your views are to anything, whether you're a vegan, whether you eat meat.
But Fred, what astonishes me, these millennials who are meant to be so tech savvy think that they can put something on. Nothing is private. You can't hide anything.
I agree.
Anyone can
It's
access.
not just millennials though. There are plenty of older people who and middle-aged people who put things on there, and you think, why? would you put this on?
Well, why do
social
they?
media?
Well, because they don't know. See,
I think they want instant
fortunately,
recognition.
because we've all worked in the media, we've had this sort of constant training or exposure to what you can and can't do, and so therefore we try and, we sort of perhaps hopefully.
Well, that's our
think
2-hour
twice.
show for today. Let me thank the team. Thank you very much.
Was
You've
I
been
just
very,
wrapped up?
very, very good.
Yes,
No, you've been wrapped up. Unfortunately, at least
I
we.
thought we still had 2 more topics there.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's it. We've all spoken.
We have all spoken.
Ted, thank you very much
look,
for
it's
being
great,
here
mate.
this
What a
year.
great
Love
year it's
having
been.
you here.
Fantastic.
Love to see you next year.
Hopefully,
Peter,
God willing.
Thank you for having
you
me.
are the better brother because you're here and you're part of the couch, and we'd love to see you here next year. So
It
thank
would
you.
be a pleasure, and I would be very
And maybe
grateful.
And Jen, of course, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
and
one.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
very much.
Merry Christmas. Have a lovely and safe festive
And Chris,
season.
you're still at 6PR until about the 9th of December when you go on leave.
Then we go on leave, and then back next year, and we'll have a.
Have you got a
Look forward to joining you next year.
Well done. Thank you to everybody on this panel. You've been great. We'll take a break and be back with more of the 2-hour finale. Coming up after the break, we talk to Di Wilcox, and we're also giving away some bears, and we do a science experiment with Marnie. That's The Couch. See you soon. Reading this amazing cookbook. It's called The Recipes to Remember, and it's A Roast to Remember. Please look for it. Go online, A Roast to Remember, and the book, the proceeds go to Dementia Care and the bus, a very special bus as well, that looks after educating people around Western Australia about dementia. So, aroasttoremember.com.au. You can't forget it. And there's some great recipes. Ian Blackley's coming in very, very soon. He's one of the people that put a recipe in this. But these two ladies, I don't think they put a recipe in this, but wherever they're together, there's trouble. Let me throw to Di Wilcox. Hello,
Good
Di.
thing I didn't put a recipe in there because the hospital would be getting a few food poisoning visits, I think, so...
Well, yeah, I didn't get asked this year, unfortunately, so I'm not sure why. But Fred's got some of my delights on his table there, so we'll see how he feels later, hey?
What are we talking about today?
Well, today, Fred, on Facebook recently, I saw a letter a parent had written to the education system. And the letter was basically saying, I have a 5-year-old son who can't sit still. He's very curious about the world. And because he can't sit still and he talks and he wants to explore his environment, the teachers label him as a naughty child or a child that can't learn. And she's saying, I feel as though you're taking my child's childhood away from him by not allowing him to have the opportunity to just be a kid. But Nisha and I were having this discussion and we're saying, you know, I'm all for, and a lot of the work I do is child and family advocacy, but there are two sides to every story. And Nisha and I were having this conversation, and I was a teacher for a very long time myself, and the expectation on teachers is huge. And Nisha said, you know what, there's the side, well, how do these teachers manage those kids that can't sit still? What are they supposed to do? So, yeah, do you want to share some of the stuff you were saying?
Absolutely,
Nisha?
and it's so great collaborating because there are multiple perspectives here, and I think what's particularly interesting is what we traditionally expect from not just teachers, but let's say human resource professionals now as well, is that you have this technical skill set, but then you also have this mental health behavioural management skill set. The company I work for at the moment as an organisational psychologist, we focus on going into schools to assist more so the teachers and support workers. And part of that, it's really quite eye-opening, the expectation, which has grown, I think, exponentially with the rise of mental health. And there is a focus in Department of Education, certainly in Western Australia at the moment, with trying to ensure that there is proactive training taking place in mental health, education awareness, maintenance as well, so making sure that we don't just provide some training but not have any avenues. School psychologists have a admirable. They have such a large scope in their role, but then they're more so obviously for the students rather, not the teachers. So the work that I do really gives exposure to the importance of help-seeking behaviour.
Yes.
Knowing to work within your competence and that you don't have to be able to do everything.
Yes.
And the legislative changes that we're seeing now with the work health and safety laws is really exciting because it's raising psychological risk to the same level as physical risk.
It's so good to hear, isn't it? Because if you think about teachers and police, for example, they're the expectation is they're there to help and support. But what about their own mental health? The things that they're seeing, but also within their own family and within themselves. So unless we support those who are supposed to be our support workers, we're going to be in trouble. So I think it's really important when we're talking about children not having the opportunity to have a childhood in their classroom. Well, how do we help teachers manage that rather than we lay blame very quickly, don't we?
Absolutely. I think creating space. So we're all a sum of our parts. That's the whole Gestalt psychology. So we want to ensure that, we have a work life, a home life, and all the separate little things that we're interested in our lives. But being able to get up in the morning and simply look in the mirror and say, how are you today?
Yes.
I know it sounds a bit silly when you first say it, but I do that every morning. I don't mind sharing myself because you may rearrange your day.
You've got to be your own best friend.
You do. Take care of yourself. So self-care is one of the key resilience strategies, as well as seeking support. Developing strong relationships is one of the other pillars as well. And also being very aware of your explanatory style. So what stories do I tell myself in my mind? That will create the space to be able to, and you've been a teacher, I haven't, so I'm not talking with competence here, but be able to go into a room of lots of little people looking at you with this expectation and be able to manage that. I'd find that quite daunting.
Yes, and I think you're absolutely right with that. I think let's look after each person within that school and not lay the blame. But our children do need an opportunity to have a childhood. They do need an opportunity for play-based learning. We've got to stop pressuring and the standardised testing. And what's interesting is the teachers are feeling stressed by the standardised testing. Yes. So there's got to be a different way. And I think for me, it comes back to our universities and how we're preparing teachers to be teachers.
Absolutely.
So that they can be the best version of themselves for those little people that they've got in the classroom.
Potentially a learning circle, Di, we should put together with all the appropriate stakeholders.
Fantastic idea.
And try and map out some actions, because you're right, it's systemic. You need to look at education right through to the end game, I think.
Absolutely. So Nish and I've got a lot more to talk about.
We could talk all day. You guys are like two mates sitting on a couch. I love the checking in on yourself.
Yes.
I think really important, because we always have are you okay day?
Yes.
But why can't it be every day?
Absolutely.
Check in on yourself every day. What do we do? What do we do to get help for these people that need it?
Well, I think both Nish and I, being advocates in the areas that we are, it is a case of collaborating together and finding other parties to join us and starting to have those conversations where there's influence and change can happen.
Absolutely. And if kids as well as their parents need assistance, most of the, particularly Department of Education, do have employee assistance providers that can triage. But ask or go to your GP. That's the most important thing.
Now, pretty important website as well is Di's website, which is, of course, themagiccoat.com. It's on screen right now. There it is, Di. If people are confused or not sure where to go, Di, I'm sure you'll be able to help them and maybe give them some advice as well. Nisha, thank you very much for being part of that. We've got Marnie coming back today over there, but I thought, look at this.
Look at this.
Oh. Incredible. Nisha's cooking really sticks with you, so to speak. This is caramel slice. I'm going to try one while we watch Marnie. Marnie, you're going to have one of these later on. Marnie Giroux's back with an experiment or two. Over to you, Marnie.
Thanks, Fred. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Wild Things. Well, scientists have made amazing discoveries over time that have helped improve our life and also help us to understand the world around us. From X-rays to DNA, penicillin and electricity, science is super important, but it can also be super fun. Joining me for our first segment of Wild Things, Wild Science is Jocelyn Jurasek, who's a super scientist with a background in entomology, forensic entomology, ecology and conservation science. Thanks for joining us today, Joss.
Thanks, Marnie. Thanks for having me.
No worries. We're going to do some wild science.
We absolutely are.
So tell me, what are we going to make today?
Today we are going to make sticky, disgusting slime.
Slime! I love slime. It's so awesome. Fantastic. So how do we do it?
All right, we're going to start off with some basic ingredients that you'll probably find at home in your household. Glue, bicarb soda and saline solution.
Okay.
Should we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All
Some
right.
wild science.
Then we go with our glue.
A little bit of a squish.
Good squeeze of glue.
Okay. It's just
About-
PVA glue?
PVA glue, about
Okay.
2 tablespoons.
Yep.
And of course, green colour.
Has to be green.
Has
if
to be
we're making
green.
slime. Can you do blue slime?
You can do blue slime, you can
Yeah.
do sparkly slime, you can do
Oh.
whatever colour you like.
I've seen a lot of sparkly slime.
Good drop of that in there.
Oh, the green looks
Let's
good.
go for another one.
Yes, please.
And then we add in about half a teaspoon of bicarb.
Okay, bicarb of soda.
Bicarb of soda, and give it a little stir.
Yep.
As you can see, not much happening yet. As you
No.
can see,
Ooh.
I think we need more colour.
Definitely. It's a little bit too light for my liking. I think we need some
There we
really
go.
deep,
Let's go for
deep
that.
slime.
All right, have another go.
Very nice.
And now we're going to add in the saline solution and watch what happens.
Oh my gosh, so exciting.
So it's about a tablespoon of saline, so I'm just going to give it a good squeeze.
Yep.
And then we'll mix. Oh, can you see what's happening?
Oh my gosh.
Check this out.
So exciting.
Look at this.
Oh my gosh, so it's just changed from like a liquid to a solid.
Absolutely.
That is crazy.
Bit of a chemical reaction happening there,
Oh
Marnie.
my gosh, I love it so much.
How awesome is that? Now, check this one out that I made earlier.
Oh my gosh, look
How
at this stuff.
incredible is that?
It's amazing. It's so soft. I can't believe it started out as like a liquid and now it's a solid. A sticky solid.
Sticky solid.
So tell us, Joss, what's the real world application of slime?
So, Marnie, you and I, we actually make slime.
Right.
As snot.
Okay.
And, which serves a purpose to cleaning out our nose, getting rid of dust particles and things like that.
Right.
And a lot of creatures actually in nature make their own slimy
Slime.
snot.
Okay, so examples?
Hyenas.
Hyenas.
Yeah, so instead of producing snot out of their nose, hyenas actually produce butt snot.
Butt snot.
Butt snot.
Are you kidding me?
No, they really do.
And why? What is the purpose?
So, out in the big wide world, and if you're a hyena and you want to let other hyenas know that this is my patch,
Right.
they actually produce snot out of their butts and rub it on trees to mark their territory.
I don't think I've ever seen that on David Attenborough. That'd be an amazing episode. So I guess, feeling the consistency of this, if it's like that, it would clearly stay in the tree for a bit, be a really good little indicator.
That's right. So they don't have to go and mark the tree every day because it
Okay.
sticks around.
Now, parrotfish, I think you mentioned something really interesting about parrotfish.
Absolutely. So parrotfish, again, they belch slimy snot out of their mouth at
my
night.
gosh. Oh, and we can see some on camera right now. So, and what's the purpose of that? Is mad. Look at that. Oh my gosh, they're actually belching out the slime. So why are they doing that, Joss?
So they're encasing themselves in it like a sleeping bag. So it serves a purpose to protect their body from parasites.
Wow, so a sleeping bag of boogies, basically.
That's exactly it. Slimy,
Oh my
snotty
gosh.
sleeping bag.
Amazing. So, look, that is amazing, Joss. Thank you so much for coming on and talking to us about, showing us how to make some slime, but also the real world application of it. It's quite incredible.
Thanks for having me, Marnie.
No worries. Guys, if you'd like any more information on how to make slime, but if you've got any other science questions for Joss, just email us. Check us out at thecouch.com.au. Thanks for joining us. Until we see you for another Wild Things, Wild Science, keep it wild.
Thank you very much, Marnie. I'm a little bit busy at the moment to do any experimenting. I'm pretty busy experimenting with this cake. Where did you buy this from, Nisha?
Buy it, I made it.
It is beautiful. She said it's gluten-free,
It's gluten-free.
but not sugar-free, which makes it beautiful tasting. Even
I've been
vegan.
practicing. I'm vying for the cooking segment.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. You'll be back next year.
Thank you.
Hopefully I'll be back after the break, alive, with more of the couch. See you then. Welcome back to the couch. It is our 2-hour finale here on Foxtel. Thanks for your company. It always gives me great pleasure to have an oldie but a goodie back on the couch. Blake Williams, welcome back.
Thank you, Fred. Good to be here. It's the first time in a while.
About 5 years,
It's about
I reckon.
5 years.
Now, Blake, you started with us. Were you in the old ECU studio that was like my change room?
The first one, I remember, it was probably about 15 years ago, something
Yep.
like that. But the first one was when it was on Great Eastern Highway
Oh, yeah, Belmont.
in Belmont. That was the
Yep.
first place. Then we went to Balladura
Yep.
High School.
Community
and
college.
Now, community college, and now here. But yes, I remember like in the old days when I was so nervous back then. I remember that. What's this?
Some of I'm the guy in blue, the fat one.
Which one am I?
You're the skinny one on the left compared to
I don't
me.
think so.
And the one in the middle is your partner in crime, but also your wife.
My beautiful wife.
Lisa. Does she use the name Williams these days, or is it Stitchling?
No, it's Williams. Yeah, she's changed.
She used to be Lisa Stitchling with
Oh
us.
my God.
But,
What was with my hair?
You had different hair every week. And I tell you what, it's like when you look at the 80s, 90s, and that. But you did have very
I
stylish
did.
hair.
Well, I bought a new jacket in the last 10 years, so that's one.
What do you
plus.
reckon made you successful? Because you used to do music on our show.
Yeah.
Like a fortnightly music, and you also did the movies with Lisa.
Yeah, that's right.
We
yeah.
did have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
what do you think the ingredient was that worked so well?
I think, to be honest, we just really enjoyed, obviously Lisa and
Taking the mickey out of each other.
Yeah, you got to have fun with everything that you do, especially this isn't the most serious job in the universe, you know what I mean? And it's about enjoying it. And when with the movies, it was like that. But with the music as well, I mean, I've been into music forever.
You've always loved music. I remember you doing interviews on the couch
Yeah.
with some of the bands that we used to bring in.
Yep.
But you also had a general knowledge of a lot of different type of music.
Well, yeah, I mean, outside of presenting, when I'm a musician, that's my full-time job, I
You
guess
also
you
went
could
to
call
Whopper,
it.
didn't you?
Yeah, went to Whopper and studied music, went back, studied broadcasting. But I've always just really enjoyed listening to musicians talk about the most boring, nerdy musical things.
It's not just a job for you, it's a passion. And
It
you
is,
love
yeah.
it. And
yeah.
I have to say, I remember when you were part of the music school as well in North Perth, I
Yep.
think it was.
Yeah, I used to be a
My
teacher
memory's
there.
good. Used to be a teacher there, and you were developing younger people to
Yeah.
be able to perform and sing.
That's actually where I met Lisa. Lisa was my boss. She was 18 and I was 24. And the first day I walked in and...
She had a crush on her boss, eh?
I had a crush on her and she hated me because we did this talent competition and I was the judge
but
for this
she
competition.
always hated you.
Oh, she really did. And none of her students got through and I was the one to tell her, I'm so sorry, but... all your students were rubbish. Sorry about that. And so that's how our relationship first started.
Is that the
and blossomed
hardest
from
thing
there.
as a music teacher, but when you have to tell parents that their kids just can't sing?
No, it's not that they can't sing. It's that they haven't quite developed the skill yet.
Oh, okay.
They're always learning.
I guess it keeps them at the school a lot longer and it keeps you in a job.
Yeah. I used to get paid $8 for a half-hour lesson.
really? How times have changed.
I get $12 now.
You've worked incredibly hard to build a name for yourself. I know the 10 years or so that we were together, or thereabouts, and we're still connected together through radio. You're with Mix 94.5.
Yep.
You do The Scene, isn't it? Tell us
Yeah,
about
that's right.
the show.
So every Thursday...
There you are on screen.
That's with Ray Thistlethwaite, the hardest name in rock to pronounce. That's me with our complicated desk. But yeah, radio. I love radio. I did journalism, did some work experience at Mix.
Yep.
I actually shadowed Ian Blackley, who's coming up later. I watched one of his shows, and that was my.
So
work
was he like a
experience.
mentor to you?
It was funny. He was, and I remember I sat in for an hour as he did his show, and then one day he was sick, and I got a message at 6 o'clock in the morning saying, "Ian's sick. Take over his show." And I was so nervous, and I did the show, and he messaged me after the show and said, "Well done, mate. You didn't screw it up." And I was like, "That's all I need. That's all I need." It was a good day. It was a good radio day.
So when people tune in, tell me a little bit about your show. What do you actually do on The Scene?
So The Scene is about Australian and West Australian music. Episode number 285 this week, I think it is.
That's a great innings.
Weeks, which is great. And it basically, we feature the big Australian artists, so the big touring artists like your Ray Thistlethwaites, and also local artists. So people who have never been on commercial radio before, don't have a record deal. There's people you'd find in local pubs and clubs, and we get them onto the show.
And do you know what? We do the same thing.
Yeah,
You get them. We're a
100%.
small city here in
Yep.
Perth, but we've got some amazing talent.
Oh.
And it's amazing that you and us, me, I guess, we promote these people because there's really nowhere else unless we want to see them on The Voice or Australia's Got No Talent or any of those sort of shows.
There is so much talent in Perth, and the stuff that these people are coming in with, like local duos and trios, are creating songs that you could absolutely hear on commercial radio. And that's sort of where this show has found its feet.
And do you produce the show?
Yeah, produce it, host it, do it all, really.
So you're always looking for new upcoming artists?
100%, yeah.
So they can contact you at Mix?
Yep, mix.com.au. You'll see the links to the Scene website. Send it through the details on there. There's an online form. And every week we feature a WA act.
And what night is it on?
Every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Yep.
And there's a podcast available afterwards as well. And we do live songs and film them, so you get quite a bit of exposure.
It's fantastic. What you do is TV and radio in one hit, I
Yeah.
guess. With your radio, I know you fill in here and there, like I do at 6PR as well, but are you maybe leaning more towards your music, or would you like to do more radio?
To be honest, I really like the balance that I've got. So I do radio a few days a week, I gig a few days a week, then I can go do a theatre show for 3 months, and it's all creative stuff, it's all performance-based, but there's not too much of anything.
I'm looking there. There's you performing, of course. Is that with Proof?
That's with Rick, my brother-in-law, who's actually married to my sister, who is in Proof.
We're keeping the family
Keep
close.
it all in the family.
So what's happening with Proof? Tell us about the band.
Yeah, so Proof is Proof the band. It's a corporate band. We do about 100 shows a year.
You're always busy, I know that.
It's a busy band for sure. But it's great. So we're at Crown last night. We've got like 23 shows in November.
What type of music you play?
It's all party stuff. So our job is to get there at an awards night or a corporate event and get people dancing. That's our job.
You are a legend, you know, so whether it's your music, Mix 94.5 on the scene. What night again?
Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
Or Proof the Band. What's the website for Proof?
Prooftheband.com. All the details
there it is.
are on there. I almost forgot my website for 1 second.
Isn't it amazing how things happen quickly these days?
Oh, they do. You guys are on it. Tell you what, the graphics have improved in 10 years.
Oh, look, it's all HD now too, which is fantastic. And
you got a new computer. You must have put some dollars in the computer.
We did, yeah, more than a few dollars. But look, it is always a pleasure to have you. Next year we celebrate 18 years of the couch.
Really?
We couldn't have done it without you and Lisa. I have to say a big thank you to Lisa. We did have a lot of fun over the years.
We did, absolutely.
We will get them back next year together.
That
we might
sounds
even
fun.
get them to be special guests on the movies.
Oh,
But
we'll see what happens.
Love having you here.
Thanks, Fred.
Good luck.
Thanks for your support.
With your radio and Proof. And can I say, it's really nice to have had a role to play in your life in the sense that we all work together.
Absolutely.
And we're really happy with what you're doing.
And people, presenters like myself wouldn't be there if we didn't have opportunities that you provide for people like us to get out there and do things.
But we do help each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm glad you were saying you were listening to me this morning on the
I
way.
was driving home from my gig at 3 a.m.
There you
so
go.
you're doing well to still be awake.
Yeah, tell me about it. That Red Bull from Aldi, 99 cents a can, it works. Thank you, Blake Williams from Mix 94.5, Proof the Band, and just an amazing guy. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We have got some music. Talking about music, I think we were talking about this lady before. If I find the right sheets, Blake, which is here. Oh, yes, look who it is.
Karen Page.
Karen Page.
Yeah.
She's an amazing local performer. She's going to sing her brand new song for us. Here she is centre stage. Karen Page, over to you.
Take my hand with an ocean. This is love wrapped up in emotions. 'Cause I'm gonna love you till the stars no longer shine. And I'll be yours and you'll be mine. And he said, I'll be your king, you'll be my queen. We're gonna dance through this life. You'll have my shoulder when we grow older. Here's to love and down life, love and down life. Here we stand for love, love and devotion. Sink or swim, let's jump into this ocean. 'Cause I'm gonna love you till all the rivers run dry. And I'll be yours and you'll be mine. And she said, you'll be my king, I'll be your queen. We're gonna dance through this life. And you'll have my shoulder when we
Thank you very much, Karen Page. And we will have her back on the couch very, very soon. Walk Away is her album. It's out right now. Please support her. And if you haven't seen her on Blake's show, go on the website, mix.com.au. Or is it just mix.com? I think it is. Yeah, .au. Thank you, Blake, over in the corner there. Check out her clip with Blake as well. She was on there a week or two ago. Time to talk tech. And we're talking streaming. Ben Aylett, welcome back.
Thanks very much, Fred.
What are we talking about today?
Well, streaming has now got to a point where we've actually got 2 new players coming into the market, and it's getting kind of crowded. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm actually going to have to vote one of my existing streaming providers off the island because I want to make some room. Yeah,
for someone new. Like I was saying to you before we came on, there are so many of them now.
Yep.
When we first started, there was Stan that we used to get a discount because we worked at 6PR.
Yep. And also an Aussie service as well.
And an Australian service.
That's
then we had Netflix.
Yep.
And then we've got the other one which has disappeared. What was the other one called? That Channel 7, one of the other stations owned it, but it's sort of closed down.
It feels like so long ago. I forgot already.
Primo, something like that. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, 7 Prime or something, yeah.
Yeah, but that's gone, and there's a whole heap. You said there's 4 major players.
Yeah, okay, so we've got 4 major players. So we all know and love Netflix. That's the service we've wanted to get forever since the United States got it. We've wanted it too. We finally got it. We've also got Foxtel now. So the big Foxtel has actually come to the party. They've got their own streaming services. They're still going by the old package setup. So
That's
it's
changing.
not, yeah, so the content, if you want particular content, you've got to pay for that particular package.
Yeah, and it's almost like with the Foxtel one, I have to say, it's almost like saying we don't want to lose all our customers, so let's just try and get some money off the customers that can only afford, say, $30 a month.
Yeah, they're sort of trying to creep from one business to another. So that seems to be going all right for them, and they're also cutting deals with other providers too, which is very interesting. We've got Stan, we've talked about, the good old Aussie provider. They've got a good quality range of TV and movies and stuff that they've produced locally, which is great.
Do you think it's odd, like, for example, Stan is owned by Channel 9 and basically Macquarie Media, but they're all one now, we're all one company. Do you think there's a risk there when a TV station owns 100% of that streaming service?
I don't know, I don't think so.
Do you think they'll work together?
Of course, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's in their interest to work together, isn't it?
It's just amazing when it's sort of like a monopoly in a sense. You're controlling everything that people are watching.
Yeah, yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. And the next one is Amazon Prime Video.
Now, this is part of Amazon. I've seen some of... And can I tell you, it's amazing when you see the commercials. Oh, that's a great show. And it's on Amazon. So they're breaking up all the great shows, but you end up having to have 7 streaming devices to be able to watch all the great programs?
Well, no, you can actually have it on most of the smart TVs.
Yes.
They have the app for all of these services.
But you have to pay for each of those services.
Well, of course,
yeah. Well, that's what I mean.
Anyway, but speaking of paying, Amazon Prime Video is actually one of the cheapest.
Really?
So we're talking $6.99.
Is that all it is?
Yep. And for $6.99, normally you'd say, oh, that'd be enough to stream on one device and it's in high definition, not 4K. That $6.99 is 4K streaming on up to 3 devices.
And that's obviously Amazon trying to push into the market as well with their power.
Yep, and it's a massive market too. So just having a look at their catalogue, they've got by far the largest catalogue out of all the streaming services, 6,000 plus movies and 1,400
Do you remember
plus
when
TV
Netflix
shows.
was the big one?
Yeah.
Everybody, I think there's 300 million people. Is that right? I think thereabouts anyway, I heard on
huge.
A news service. 300 million people that have Netflix.
Yeah.
Do you think the other streaming services will ever be a threat to people like Netflix?
I can think of 2.
Yeah? Which ones?
Well, we've just had launched in Australia the Apple TV Plus. That service was launched simultaneously in 106 countries on one day.
And this is Apple's attempt.
That's unprecedented, yes. So the sheer logistics of launching a service in that many countries in one time just goes to show the kind of tech muscle we've got behind Apple. Their library is actually quite thin. They don't have a lot, but we're looking at $8.99, and that allows you to stream 4K
That's pretty good too.
on up to 6 devices. So the way they're doing it now is that instead of having to charge people extra for that 4K service, it's one price and you get 4K across the board.
The thing I like about the streaming services, most of the folks, you go on their website, they give you 3 months trial.
Yep.
So if you're lucky and you know how to manoeuvre it, you can do 3 months with this one, 3 months with, and just have them, and then pick a couple that you like and try and get a plan that suits you.
Yep, that's right. And then we've got the final one, Disney. Now they are launching, as far as I know, on the 19th of November. They are also priced at $8.99 a month.
Time. Yep.
Yeah, and that's 4K and streaming on up to 4 devices. Now, the thing about Disney is that they've got a massive stable of
the movies.
content. Yes. So we're talking about the Disney content, Pixar, Lucasfilm, that includes Star Wars.
Yep.
Exactly.
And
Marvel.
you've got the kids' cartoons as well, and all that.
All the kids'
They're going to win the
cartoons.
kids on that
Yep.
one.
Yeah, so
I'm sure Frozen will turn up.
For sheer pester factor, I think Disney is going to be the big hit this Christmas. And also they've got National Geographic. And using the National Geographic label, they're going to be doing some really cool documentaries as well. And they are, I think they're the ones to watch.
For those people who don't know what we're talking about, run us through a very simple way of starting up. If people haven't got a streaming service, what do they need to do and how does it work?
Okay. In most smart TVs, you do have access to the apps in the smart TV. So you're going to have Netflix. That's a given. You'll probably, in the Samsung smart TVs, you'll have access to the Apple TV and Apple TV Plus. And these apps will be available on that TV. You just use your remote control to cycle to those particular apps, open it up. It'll ask for a username and a password.
Which you can set up.
Which you can set up. You'll probably have to go to your phone or to your laptop to go and get signed up, give them a credit card number, choose your plan, and away you go. And it's really quite simple to navigate. So they've come a long way in the way they design the user interface. So it's not as clunky as it used to be, but it is. It's now really quite slick.
And do you think this is the way to go?
Absolutely.
For the future? You love it?
Oh, it is the future, and it's, if you're not on streaming, it's going to be hard to get in front of people's eyes.
And I'll tell you what, it's probably a great gift to give for Christmas as well. If you know what your kids want, maybe start them up on one of these streaming services. I've got Netflix, I've got Stan, and I absolutely love the two of them. But I'm looking forward to Apple. I know they've got some great programs coming up, and so does Amazon.
Yes.
So well done. Thank you very much. What's your website if people want more information?
My website is benaylett.com. That's
Fantastic.
all you need.
Ben, you having a break over Christmas?
I think so.
Are we catching up on 6PR while I'm there?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I really don't have any plans for Christmas at this point, but we'll see how that pans out.
And what nights are you on 6PR?
I'm on 6PR every Tuesday night from 8:20pm till 9pm. That's with Chris Ilsley, and we are talking tech, of course.
Fantastic. It's been a pleasure having you here this year. Look forward to next year.
I'll see you then.
And this is Ben Aylett, of course, talking tech. We will take a break. After the break, we talk to another legend of radio. His name is Ian Blackley, and we talk to him next. See you then.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. It's a great honour to have this man on the couch today. His name is Ian Blackley. Is it Blackley or Blakely?
No, it's Blackley, black the colour.
Blackley.
L-E-Y, yep, black
Now,
the colour L-E-Y.
I grew up
Blackley.
with you, not saying you're older than me. I grew up
probably
with you
am.
on Mix 94.5 in my time.
Yeah.
You used to do a shift there. What time slot were you? I know you moved around a bit.
When I came back to Perth, I started radio in Queensland. I came back to Perth and I was down in Bunbury at 6TZ for a while. And then I came up to 96 FM.
Yep.
Which transformed into Triple M back in the early 90s.
I remember those days.
And then I went from there to PMFM, and I started doing mornings there. And after PMFM, I went up to Mix 94.5, which I was there for many, many years.
And it was the number one radio station.
Yeah, I
Great
remember the
achievement.
first time that we went number one, and we went, wow, we're number one in the market. And then we got the second one and the third one, and I think I finally went over the wall and went back to 96 FM when we sort of, we were already the most successful radio station in the country. And I left it when we had our 92nd or 93rd or whatever it was, number one position in the market. And they got to like, 99 or 100 and 96 FM after nothing to do with me, which is lucky. But we ended up getting the number one spot just for one survey for the first time in 20 years and knocked them off, which that was a big day.
I was, as a listener, I had to say I was shocked when you disappeared off the airwaves at 96 because I know you guys had taken the ratings back and you were doing very well, and new management came in and they decided, or new owners, should I say, not new management. The new owners decided to change the format. What happened to you after that? Where did you go? I know you went down south for a while.
Yeah, I went down south to Triple M in Bunbury and did breakfast for the Southwest for a couple of years, and now I'm back up here, and I've just finished my first year doing breakfast at 6AX.
What's it like? Because I know the music is different at 6AX. Tell us a little bit about your type of show and also the music you play.
Well, it's the More Music Breakfast. So usually when you listen to radio in the morning, it's all talk, blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
We try and get as much music in as we possibly can. Apart from the odd interview that I do, I try not to talk any longer than 30 seconds and basically play as much music as we can. We try to play music that the other stations don't play. Like we'll throw stuff in from the 60s, you know, like the odd thing from Tom Jones and Neil Diamond and, you know, things
Look,
like
your
that.
music is amazing. I have to say, I prefer 6IX music to Mix 94.5. And
Good on you,
I
Fred.
think the music is amazing. It always has been. But it's funny, it's a reversal, isn't it? When breakfast used to be talk, a little bit of music, lots of giveaways. And I actually agree with you. In some ways, I think people are now saying, we've got busy lives, we want to get to work, but I want to chill out on the way to work. And you talk a little bit, give us some news, give us some info, an interview or two, and then the music's what you play more of.
Yeah, that's what we try and
Are
do.
you enjoying the format?
Oh, yeah, it's great. Yeah, no, I really enjoy the format. And we've got a small team there. You know, we don't have a big team. We're a small station. But we're 100% local. You know, we have a local breakfast, local morning, local drive, you know. And we have specific shows like Mike Parry, who does mornings. He does a 60s show early on Sunday mornings. It's all 60s, which is a really well-rated part of the station.
Do you still do my favourite thing, which is Jukebox Saturday night?
Still do Jukebox Saturday night. The guys go out to different hotels and taverns and do Jukebox Saturday night. And, you know, John Burjo does Saturday 6 till midday.
I'll start to worry when Yorkie comes back.
Burjo and I are good mates, and I sort of get him on a Friday for Friday's experts and various contributors.
What's it feel like to you? You've been around radio a long time. When you sort of, 1 minute you're in competition with people, next thing you're working with them, is there a strange feeling, or is it?
Oh,
you just
absolutely not. I mean, you know, it's a very small industry in Australia, radio, and we all sort of tend to know each other, and there are very, very few people that you know you don't get on with. You know, there's a couple that I won't name names, but you know, 99% of the people that you know. I mean, you know, like Dean Clares from Mix. I worked with him for years and years and years. And Brad Fitzgerald, who I did breakfast with at 96. He comes in sort of once a fortnight with me at 6IX.
Back with us,
you know,
now at
and
6pm as well.
it's just you know, we all know each other very, very well.
The industry is very small in
It
Perth,
is,
and I have to say, we are all friends. It's a bit of
we are.
competition, but it's nice to live in a state where we can see each other at the cinema and say hello to each other. And people go, oh, that isn't he? And I say, we're all the same. We're all
we're just
doing a
people.
job.
Well, that's what I always say. Like, you know, we are all people. We just do different jobs.
Exactly.
And just because you do one job and I do another job and you do another job, and you know, it doesn't make anybody any different to anybody else.
Can I ask you, in your time in radio, what's been one of the funniest things that's happened to you?
Well, it wasn't that time I had that heart attack on air during a shift.
Oh, that would have been, that would have been.
That wasn't the funniest thing.
Did anyone, when that happened, run us through what happened? Because I know you had a heart attack on air.
Yeah.
Did people take you serious, or for a while people
from the way I looked, apparently, because I wasn't feeling very, very well, and I'd gone out to get a glass of water, and there's a bit of a long story leading up to it, but I'd been to the cardiologist and my doctor about a few things, and I was actually booked in for a stress test the next morning at 9 o'clock. And this particular Thursday, I sort of thought, well, I don't feel that bad. I think I'm going to go to the hospital after I get off air. Well, I went out to get a glass of water. This is just after lunch, because I was doing afternoons then. I came back in, and it hit me like a ton of bricks, like a car parked in my chest, and I immediately went through all the
the motions
of
shortness of breath, pale.
Do I have this? Do I have that? Do I have this? Do I have that? And then I rang outside and to the program director's PA, and I said, "Where's Russell? Get him in here. I think I'm having a heart attack." And there was a song just running out. And I actually did a talk break while I was in the middle of the heart attack before I left the studio. Yes.
Was Linda Wayman there at the time?
I think she wasn't there that day. No, she was the GM, but she wasn't there that day.
And how long were you off work for?
Oh, about 6 or 7 weeks. Wow. Mark Gibson did a story on Today Tonight on me and entered it in the Victor Chang Cardiovascular Journalism Awards, the inaugural one, and he won.
I think there was only one other person that I probably remember that happened to. Do you remember a guy that used to read the weather on Channel 9? Peter Perrin.
Oh, yeah, Peter Perrin. Oh, yeah. Well, he's a big radio guy. He was at 6 p.m. Yeah.
Well, do you remember there was Peter Waltham, I think, reading the news at Channel 9 at the time, and Peter Perrin had a heart attack and collapsed on set. and nobody knew what was going on. And Peter Waltham took over the weather, went to a break, and they showed him being wheeled out in the ambulance as the closing shot. So it's not something that happens a lot, thank God.
No.
I only get those feelings when I'm at a buffet, to be honest with you. I get the sweating feeling.
Yeah, good on you.
But look, you are an amazing guy. When can we hear you on 6IX?
Well, I do breakfast on 6IX Monday to Friday, on air from 5:30am till 9am. And
we can listen to you now live as well at 6ix.com.au.
Yes.
And they've got the app as well.
We stream, got the app. We're FM 105.7, north and south of Perth, 1080, 6IX AM, and digital as well. So.
And how does the stinger go? 1080 AM, 1057 FM, 6IX.
Something like that.
It works. Beautiful. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Can I just quickly say you're in this wonderful book?
Yes,
of course.
Recipes to Remember.
I found you in the book. What did you cook in here? What was your recipe?
It's a friend of mine's recipe. I can't take credit for the recipe, but it's a friend of mine, an author friend of mine, Melissa Craig.
Mm-hmm.
It's a roast lamb with coffee gravy.
Yep. And how did you get involved with that? I mean, obviously you've got
they asked. Well, my
spot.
grandfather died of dementia, and it got to the stage where my grandfather I used to ring up to speak to my grandmother. He didn't remember my name. He thought I was trying to take her out.
There you go.
There you go. Roast lamb coffee cream combo.
It is a real recipe.
It's a real recipe. Oh, yeah. It's a very, very good recipe.
We've actually got the set here. We thought we might do that. No, joking. Please buy the book. It's an amazing book. All the money goes to dementia care and also the amazing bus that will educate people. Ian,
pleasure.
All the best. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Congratulations on well over 600 shows too.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
And you never know. We might catch him on 6PR one night with me on Perth Tonight.
Oh, well, there you go. You never know.
It's one station.
If they let me in the building.
We will. I'll open the door. Good on you. We'll take a break. Be back with more of The Couch right after this. Ian Blackley from 1080am, 1057 6IX. Don't forget to listen to him every morning on breakfast. It's a great show. Something different. Music's great too. Well done. Thank you. Welcome back to The Couch. We're in the kitchen again, folks, and we're cooking up a fantastic new product. Nish has got a special guest called Lisa Richards. She's an amazing chef. Over to you, Nish.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fred. Lisa Richard joins us, chef, creator and owner of Knutsford Gourmet. Welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very excited because I can smell the cheese and all the great Western Australian produce right here. But before we move, I'm very distracted. Before we talk about that, let's talk about Knutsford Gourmet and the product that you've got on the show today.
Yep. So we've got a new mix and bake that I've developed, and it's in 2 different flavours. We've got ginger and hazelnut and a smoked pimento.
Wonderful.
So your ginger and hazelnut's a sweet version. It goes great with your blue cheeses and your soft cheeses. And then your smoked pimento goes great with your hard cheeses and your soft white cheeses as well.
Fantastic.
So,
now tell us about the passion, because I read the box briefly before and you've got a lot of information on here and it's really come from a technical space too, because you are a chef.
I'm a chef, yeah.
So if I know nothing about cheese, why is it good to make my crackers rather than just buy them?
Well, the reason I did this was because gourmet crackers, they don't always have a very long shelf life. So this way, this product actually becomes a shopping basket item.
Wonderful.
You can make it whenever you're ready, you know, and it makes a lot more than your normal gourmet crackers would normally make or have about 100 grams worth.
Wonderful.
Whereas this makes 230 grams of crackers, which is, you know, all
this
of this
size,
here.
wow, so
yeah.
4 to 5 people.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and it's very easy to do.
Well, I'm excited. Let's get started. We can keep chatting as we go. How do I start making a cracker?
So we have your scales. All the items that you need are actually on the back of the box.
Good.
So you just need your bag out of there. So, and pour everything into the bowl.
And very clear cooking instructions, I might add here. So it starts with preheat your oven to 170 degrees. So whether you're starting out as a I guess, recreational cook as opposed to a chef, I can definitely do this, can't I?
Oh, absolutely. It's very, very easy.
Wonderful.
So put your bowl on the scales, and then the water and the oil is actually weighed because your cups and your tablespoons are all different sizes. There's about 20 grams difference in some of the different cups and tablespoon measures.
That's a good tip from a chef. You need to weigh your products.
Weigh your liquids.
Yeah, liquids.
Yeah.
Liquids particularly. Okay.
So we're adding 35 grams of olive oil. And we're adding 95 grams of water.
And we should say as well that all the products you're using are Western Australian local businesses.
Yep.
And I think that's great because they actually sponsor, they're on your box. So it's like a collab, a collective of WA people.
So all the people that are on the box, their product goes perfectly with that actual cracker. And then the cheese on the front, you choose your blue cheese with your ginger and hazelnut or the soft white cheese with the smoked pimento.
So you've got technical expertise, but did you also do like a bit of a pilot group when you first developed the product?
Not really. It was just, hey,
Fred.
Lisa, I'm just warning you, she's not really a cook. And just in case you said to us she could probably make this, trust me, they probably won't look exactly the same. Probably taste
Anybody can make it. It's very,
Lisa,
very
can I ask
easy.
you a question? I read a little bit
absolutely.
about you.
Yeah.
Is it true the reason you made this product, or you invented this product, was because a friend of yours was serving cheese, but they didn't have anything to serve with it?
Yeah, so I used to buy my crackers, my cheese from a market stall at Kiala Farmers Market.
Yep.
And one day I went down there and I got all my cheeses and stuff, and there was nothing else to go with it, so there was no crackers, and I had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So he's the first person, Le Grand Fromage, that I started out with.
Yeah.
And I said to him one day that you need crackers on stall, and you've got nothing. And then I went home and thought about it, and then I thought, let's
That's
give it a go, and I
fantastic.
make some crackers.
And are they healthy? Because someone just asked me in my ear, how healthy are these crackers for people that have... that's all right, let the phone ring, that's okay. Someone's obviously want to ask another question. But how healthy are they?
They're very healthy. It's just all natural ingredients. It's all local flowers.
So they're going to
and
be better than the
seeds
ones
and-
you buy in the
Yeah,
packet?
there's no preservatives or anything, no artificial colours. And that's another reason that they don't always, my other range over here doesn't last forever, like a lot of crackers. So there's no preservatives or anything in them.
Beautiful. I'll let you and Nisha...
So-
hopefully hers will look like yours.
So we'll start off over here. Just put your paper. You divide it between two pieces of paper. Put your paper on top. And
It's
then
like free cooking classes.
Yeah.
Like it.
So roll it out until you just start to feel it, and then start rolling that way. Okay. Turn your rolling pin around. Yep. And once you feel the sunflower seeds that are in there, that's the thickness that you need in your stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
So then
All
you
right.
take your paper off the top.
Abby, I might
You
ask
get your
Abby,
knife.
come on over for me. Come on, try one
And
of
then
the
you can
crackers.
just cut it into the size crackers that you want.
So could I use a little cookie mould?
Sonia, come on over.
No, that's okay. Don't drag your knife along because it'll drag the dough. So if you just cut down like this.
You missed it.
Yep.
One of those.
And then cut down like that.
Okay, so
There
that's
you go.
what's not to do,
yeah,
everybody.
Don't drag your knife along it.
Flat.
Lisa, you
It's
know
not a
what
piece
these
of meat.
taste like? You know those sesame snaps?
I can do yours.
A sesame snap.
Take away the sugar.
Yep.
They're beautiful.
Well, that's got a little bit of sugar in it, the ginger and hazelnut one, and it goes great with your blue cheese. So it's also good with the hazelnut meal, it makes the cracker a little bit shorter. Now with blue cheese, it's a texture thing for myself and a flavour thing. So I love a sweet biscuit and a short biscuit with
I
blue
love
cheese.
those because they can eat them on their own. Beautiful
And
taste.
and you can use them as a canapé base as well.
Love
Look
it.
at that. Time one, first effort, second effort, time two.
Yeah, you
That
ruined
one
it.
needs to be rolled out slightly thinner
Yeah.
for next time, but
Yeah.
that's okay. So afterwards, you just grab a little bit of salt and sprinkle a tiny bit of salt over the top. Now you can add salt or you cannot add salt. It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
I tell you what,
It has enough salt
The
in
ones
it.
I'm eating, have they had salt put
They've
in?
got a tiny bit of salt on the top.
Beautiful.
But if you wanted to leave the salt off, it's absolutely fine.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks like a really handy
So
idea.
then you just grab your piece of paper and you just put it over on your tray. Yep. And then
And
you
pop
will
it
just
straight
put
in
your
the oven.
tray straight in the oven.
How long does it take to cook for?
20 to 25 minutes.
But see how quick that was, Nish?
That was very quick.
Now, I know that Nisha's going to buy one of those boxes and bring it in and discover the segment will be about making biscuits. But you know what? You've just proven how easy it is to do it.
Yeah.
And you get quite a few biscuits out of one
You
packet.
do. You get 230 grams out of one box. And so it lasts for 2 weeks in an airtight container. And all you need to do is add water and a local olive oil or olive oil you got in the kitchen.
Wonderful.
Amazing. And look at the beautiful cheese platter, especially summer around the corner.
Christmas is coming too.
Yep, Christmas parties.
Christmas
Gourmet.
parties.
And what about your other products? So you can actually purchase them if
So
you're
you can purchase all my other products as well. So on the front of my products, I've got a cheese pairings for your ideals. So again, all the biscuits are designed around your different styles of cheese. So you've got pink peppercorn and maple syrup here, which goes fantastic with your soft white creamy cheeses.
Beautiful.
This is the Halls family dairy. There's Suzette at the front, the soft white creamy cheese.
I think you can never have enough cheese, I say.
No.
Just don't eat the plastic thing on top. Look at that.
And also for Christmas, so I do a gingerbread, which only comes out at Christmas time.
lovely.
Now, gingerbread goes amazingly with a blue cheese
Yes.
or an aged Gouda or something.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, perfect timing.
Where
for
can
us.
we get these from?
So there's a whole list of stockists on my website, nutsfordgourmet.com.au. And yeah, you can
There
find
it is on screen. You want to give it out again?
So that's nutsfordgourmet.com.au.
And where will you be working? I believe you've got an amazing job as a chef somewhere too.
Me? Only in my own kitchen.
So you'll be cooking in your own kitchen. I thought there was a restaurant that wanted you
Oh,
over here.
No. I used to work at Vans.
That's the one. No.
I used to.
Yep.
So Lee Nash, who's actually got Dingo Sauce, he used to be my head chef.
There you go.
And then when he left, I took over, and then he came back again.
We
and
do
then
our
I had
research.
kids.
You
And I
are a
stopped.
wonderful West Australian. We want everybody to support you because you are
Thank
West
you.
Australian.
Mm.
Can I ask how much, dribbling here, how much are the boxes worth?
So the box is retailing at $10.50.
Cheap.
So yeah, it is. I mean, a normal gourmet packet of crackers is $11, $12 in the shop. Yes, you have to make it yourself, but you can make it when you like. It doesn't go out of code.
And you get that smell when
and
you walk
have
into
the
someone's
smell.
house that you've
Yeah,
just cooked.
absolutely.
Thoughtful.
Time for us to go.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you
was
very
lovely
much,
to meet you.
Nisha. Thank you for teaching, Nisha. That is.
Thank
can't
you.
wait for her to
I
invite me
improved.
over.
I definitely improved.
You've done really well. Thank you for Lisa for coming in. We
Thank
will
you very
support your
much.
product. You are a great West Australian, great chef, and look forward to bigger and better things coming out from you in the future. And we'll see you on the couch.
Thank you.
Well done. We will take a break and be back with more of our 2-hour finale right after this. Hopefully I'll have a bit of cheese. There is a bit here to have. I've always liked cheese, you know. No, I won't. Well done. Thank you very much. See you after the break. Welcome back to the couch. It was great to eat those crackers, and I've got lots of cheese to eat after the show as well, so I've got to hurry up. But we've got 4 of these amazing packs to give away. We've got the smoked pimento and the ginger and hazelnut. They are truly amazing. If you would like a packet of each, I'm going to give away 4 sets of these. This is all you have to do. Put your name and address on an SMS to 0439 929 929. The word that we need you to put on there is gourmet. It's on screen right now. That's our code word. And what we'll do, we'll pick 4 people, and all of you will get 2 packets of each, but you'll have to come and collect it because I ain't posting it, okay? So if we give you a call during the week or SMS you back, you can come and pick it up, okay? Thank you very much to the lovely people who gave us these products as well. Please check them out at the supermarket. Time to talk movies. Mark, welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice to have you back here. Now, we've got 4 movies to talk about today.
Yes.
Let's go straight into them. You've got the first one, Star Wars.
Yeah, Rise of the Skywalker. So this is probably one of the biggest film events of this year, directed by J.J. Abrams, who directed the one in 2015. So that he's keeping the plot very, very secretive at the moment. There's the trailer out, but even when you watch the trailer, it's still very ambiguous as to what the storyline is.
Yep.
They had to alter the storyline because Carrie Fisher was supposed to be in this one.
And she's passed away.
Yeah, so what they've done is they've included her in it with archival footage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with just a little bit that was filmed, and then they've kind of integrated the story in with that. But yeah, it's just the surviving resistance that's facing the First Order for this story, and then them coming to terms with what's happened in the past, and yeah.
And this one's coming out December this year.
Yes, late December.
Fantastic. Anything special you want to tell us about the movie?
Well, it has
Are you a big
done
fan
very...
of Star Wars?
I like it, but I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
You'd say that. I can appreciate it for the spectacle of it, and yeah.
Look, it will sell.
Yeah.
Kids, school holidays, Christmas holidays, people who love Star Wars will follow it no matter what. So
Yeah.
that's a good movie. It's coming out very soon. Now, we picked these movies, folks, because we're ending the show. Today's our last episode. We're talking about Christmas and New Year and January and February. So the next one is Bombshell. Now, this one I really like. It's out on January the 20th next year.
Yeah, and like what a cast. It's Nicole Kidman, Margot Robbie and Charlize Theron.
Few Australians in that one.
Yeah, and it's based on the true story of the 3 women that worked at Fox Studios and go up against the company for sexual assault
Harassment,
allegations against the CEO. Yeah, from what I've seen of it and read about it, it looks like it's going to be pretty damn fun to watch. But it's also exploring some pretty important things.
Yes, I saw the trailer of this one. I think Margot Robbie gets harassed herself, that she gets offered an opportunity.
Yeah.
But there's always strings attached to the offer.
Yeah.
So is it based on a true story or just true events?
Well, I mean, these days you can say based on a true story with like 1% truth in it. It's a marketing thing. But I mean, with the Harvey Weinstein deal that's just happened recently and everything like that, this film's probably going to do well because it's
And I
quite
think
relevant.
Margot Robbie will play the character superbly.
Yeah, she's been doing well. She's been doing very well.
Fantastic. And like I said, January 20, this one comes out.
Yes.
Let's have a look at the next one. It's called The Grudge in cinemas on January 20 as well.
Yes, January 20th.
What's this one about?
So The Grudge is originally an Asian horror film, and they already did a remake of it, and this is another remake.
Another remake of the remake of the remake.
Kind of, yeah. They're doing that a little bit this year. But with this one, they've changed the storyline. But what they've done, they've tied this new version in with the original remake, if that makes sense. So the story that happened in the last one is actually happening at the same time as these events.
Oh.
So it's actually quite smart how they've done it. So technically, it's not a remake. It's just another story that was happening on the other side of the world
it's
or
like
in another area.
dimensions.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I thought that was a really smart way of doing this. But this one's tied in with more of a police investigation.
Is it a thriller?
No, it's horror.
Horror,
is
it?
Yeah, like supernatural horror.
I like horrors.
The original, well, not the original, but the remake had Sarah Michelle Gellar in it, and a lot of the fans are wanting her to have a little cameo in this, but I don't know if that's going to happen. They're not showing it in the trailer.
Who are the big stars in this one, did you say?
So with The Grudge, Betty Gilpin's one of the leads. Lynn Shane, who does the Insidious franchise, she's quite popular in the horror genre. And then we got Australia's Jackie Weaver. She's done a little bit of horror in the past, but not mainstream horror.
Now, see, it would have been scarier if Jackie Weaver's ex-husband Darren Hinch was in it.
Yeah.
horror.
But yeah, no, this actually looks a lot of fun, and it's the only concern I had is with the director's past work. I wasn't a huge fan of the things that he's done, but even by the trailer, this looks quite solid.
It does look a bit like
Yeah.
Insidious. I hope it's not the same as Insidious, because I actually got sick of Insidious.
Yeah,
I hope this
it
is a bit
burnt
more
out pretty
exciting.
quickly.
Yeah, look, it's just the same old, but this looks completely different. It does look quite scary.
Yeah.
So this one here is called The Grudge. It's out in cinemas January 20 as well next year.
Yes.
Let's have a look at our final movie, Birds of Prey 2020.
Yeah, so Margot Robbie again. She actually pitched this idea herself to Warner Brothers Studios, and
they accepted it.
Yeah, well, they were originally going to go for a PG-rated film, and then she was like, "No, I want to take this to a full." Or in America, it's an R rating, but here we have an MA rating for that. She said, "No, if we brush over things with violence, it's just going to seem like an all-chick flick. I want to make it for a wide audience. I want violence. I don't want to cloud over anything. I want it to be violent, full on, but a well-told story, basically."
I tell you what, she's doing really well in America.
She is doing very well.
She's done some amazing films, worked against or opposite fantastic co-stars.
Yeah.
You have to. It's hard to work out who the star is.
Yeah.
Because she's really cemented herself into the movie.
Yeah.
As a star, hasn't she?
Playing a lot of diverse characters at the moment.
And to think she came from Neighbours.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of makes you
Fantastic.
proud when you see Australians doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, this one's. I think this is going to do great. And funnily enough, I only just saw the new Joker last night, Joker film, and this follows her breakup with Joker, and then she kind of goes along with 2 or 3 other heroes or superheroes to save a young girl from some evil lord.
Well, Birds of Prey comes out in cinemas February the 20th. February 2020.
Yes, that's right.
Which is next year.
Yes.
Now, what are you looking? You were looking at a movie yourself. Your pick of the week. We didn't have time to do a lot on this, but what was the pick of the week that you were saying?
Oh, there's a kitchen sink drama that's actually playing, I believe, around Perth at the moment in select cinemas, but you have to catch it on certain days. It's called Sorry We Missed You. Played at Cannes this year. It's a Ken Loach film. I really want to see that. Yeah, it's kind of like family, kind of about lower class. I haven't read too much about it, but I know I like his work, and I've been trying to catch it while I'm back. And the other one is Black Christmas, the remake, which is a remake of a remake.
There you go.
And that's out in December. So they're the two I really want to try and...
Well, let's have a look at the top 5s as they stand today for the end of the year. And let's go with number 5. Which is the number 5? There it is there.
Hustlers.
Number 4.
Zombieland.
Number 3.
Maleficent.
Number 2.
Joker.
And number 1.
Terminator Dark
How did
Fate.
I not know that was going to be number 1?
Yeah.
Well done, Mark. Thank you for being part of the show this year. We'll look
you.
forward to having you back
It's been a lot of
next
fun.
year.
Yeah.
And you've been great, and look forward to next year, brand new year on the couch.
Sounds good.
Now, before we go, good friends of ours, Palace Cinema, thank you very much to Kevin and the team at Palace Cinemas here in Perth. They are a cinema of difference. Look at that footage. Beautiful. That was me when I went last time. I took my camera with me, had a bit of wine. They've got a couple of bars there, great food, lots of restaurants. We are giving away 5 double passes. Look at them all in my hands. 5 double passes to go to the Gold Lounge, which is better than Gold Lounge because it's platinum. The seats are made in Spain, they're full leather, and you've got plenty of restaurants to order food from. So if you would like a double pass, we're going to give away 5, being Christmas. All you have to do on an SMS, which is 0439 929 929, your name and address, and then the word is Palace. It's always Palace. Now, if you're over east, Palace is over there as well. Please enter as well, and we'll send you the tickets as well. Thanks to them for supporting us, and we look forward to working with Palace and with Mark next year. That is it for this segment. We'll see you straight after the break. We're right out of time. We're going to talk Millennium Kids, and then we've got some comedy coming up. See you soon. Welcome back to the couch. It's time for some comedy. They're back. We've got Lucy, we've got Pony, we've got Alexander, and we've got the ringmaster herself. It is Simone Springer. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks so much for having us. Welcome to Questionable on the Couch. Today we have a Christmas theme, and we're talking about whether or not adults should get presents. I personally think we need them, because otherwise how will I fill my cupboards of mismatching mugs? Alex, what do you think? Do you think we should
I am 100% on board. I think adults should get presents, and I love giving adults presents. I like to give adults kind of things they would have loved when they were little children, like toys or diapers or like breast milk, like all the things they loved as a child.
Oh, that's so sweet and creepy. What about you, Lucy?
Oh, I agree. I think adults should definitely get presents for Christmas. Personally, I want ham.
Like the hunt?
Any form of ham. I'm up for ham.
Okay, we've got one on ham. And what about you, Pony?
I think definitely, because adulting is hard. You know, like the first 35 years of my childhood was easy. Now that I'm an adult, it's really hard. And I don't feel though children should be getting adults presents, because all the adults really want is things that rhyme with like alcohol. And if children are buying adult toys, that's not appropriate. They shouldn't have that responsibility.
Yeah, I feel like kids shouldn't give adults presents in general, because everything my kids have ever given me is such crap.
Actually, one thing I do want from my kids at Christmas is credit. I want acknowledgement for everything that happens at Christmas. If they thank Santa, like it's all over for me.
It's all over. And so, Alex, what's the worst present you've ever gotten?
Well, Christmas 1997, around about that time, I think I got the gift of global warming from like people born between 1945 to 1964, and it was just a terrible gift to give my generation.
Ungrateful brat.
Yeah. I don't have the receipt. I can't return it. You can't get store credit on it. Thanks.
Lucy, what's your worst present?
I can't follow that. I feel really bad now saying that it was an ugly platter. It was the worst present I ever got.
Oh.
And we opened it up, we saw this thing, and I said to my husband, oh, well, at least it's not bigger. Guess what the very next thing was that we opened?
A bigger platter?
Yeah, same thing, bigger and brighter colour as well. So.
Oh, who gave it to you?
It's Perth, so I feel like I better not.
They already know. They're like, who else would have given you 2 platters?
It was me.
What's your worst present, Pony?
My worst present, I was seeing this guy for a couple of years, and he gave me an Xbox fighting game. Never ever played Xbox. Don't own a console. Luckily, he happened to have a console. So that was handy, yeah. At least you got to use it.
So nice of him.
So kind.
Oh, my God. Now, guys, how do you react when you get a bad present?
I think it's really important to like be polite and like say thank you, and then judge the person for the rest of your life.
What about you, Lucy?
I'm very calm about bad things now. I've read all the Marie Kondo tidying up, and so I thank the item and then I get rid of it. But, you know, I've learned that it's politic to wait until the giver is out of the room.
Well, in my case, the next day we broke up. So.
Oh, that makes it nice and easy.
That's how I reacted to that one.
Do you know what? I think the best thing that you could do is to re-gift it back to the person who gave you the terrible present. That's a power move. Feel free to use that. What's the best present you've ever gotten?
Oh, my God. I think the best gift I've ever received is my ability to sing, which I think is a gift from God. Yeah. So I'm very grateful.
Do you want to do a little bit now, Alex?
No, you have to pay for that. But yeah.
Fair
that
call.
and humility.
Yeah, the gift of humbleness. I'm so humble.
Lucy?
It's going to sound weird, but the best gift I was ever given was actually a gym membership. Yeah, it was great because I didn't go and I didn't pay. So it's a win-win.
I haven't. I would prefer to talk about the best gift I've given, which I gave my husband last year for his Christmas. We gave him a vasectomy.
Oh.
Not personally, but that was what he received. So.
Isn't that just like the Xbox? You're giving a gift for yourself?
Well, I've learned now, so now I know how to do it.
I have a friend who keeps every present that she's ever gotten, but anything she likes, she would actually use. So basically, anything that makes it into the cupboard is just a cupboard, like present of failure, like a big cupboard present failure area. Yeah, museum of fails. Yeah. So if you were going to wait, have you ever bought a bad present?
No, I consider myself a pretty good person, so I've never actually bought anyone a present.
Well, you can't fail if you don't try. Lucy?
I don't know, does school supplies for kids for Christmas count as a bad present?
Yes, yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Guilty.
Yeah. But when you're an adult and if you go somewhere like Typo, amazing gift.
This rule has inches and centimetres,
Oh,
guys, so...
fancy. Yeah.
One time, for a work friend, I bought her that book, Up the Duff. Turns out she wasn't pregnant.
Oh, no.
She'd just been eating a lot of cake. So. Orkies.
Well, awkward. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, if we were going to pick one person on the show to buy a Secret Santa gift, who would it be and what would you get them? I want to do mine first. I would pick Fred.
Aww.
And I would buy him a bunch of different couches and we could change the show to Couches TV and we could just yell at each other. What did you say, Fred?
For different.
Oh, yeah, me too, I agree. What?
Simone,
Yes.
take a good look. Would you not consider an Aldi voucher or maybe a Coles voucher or maybe a cake?
Yeah.
What would I do with all these lounges?
Couches TV.
I can't eat
We
them.
can all lay down on each of them.
Fair
It'd be a
enough.
very relaxed show.
All right.
Yeah.
I suppose that's good enough. Thank
What
you.
would you? My pleasure. For the future couches.
Alexander, you got a chance to buy me something I want
Yeah.
to eat.
Oh, so we're buying a gift to Fred.
You can pick anyone on the panel.
Well, I was actually going to give a gift to Lucy because Lucy works as a teacher, so she's such a hard-working person, and I think she never has a chance to really get glamorous and things like that. So my uncle is a photographer, and I thought this will be the perfect gift for Lucy. So I got her a photo of me, and I thought, isn't that nice?
Oh,
she can look at
it
that
might
and
be.
realise, like, oh, my job is so worthwhile.
So,
it's really good when you kiss it.
so guys, I guess all of you think that adults should definitely get presents.
Yes.
Wait till you see what I got you guys for Christmas. You might regret it. And that's it from us. Thank you so much for having us, Fred.
Thank you, Simone and team, Lucy, and of course, Pony. And Alexander, I want to know from you.
Yes.
Who carries a photo of themselves, a professional photo of themselves? It's not
Can we get like an actual
An actor / model who wants more work, Fred.
Well, you've done well. Beauty and the Beast coming up and lots of other things. Thank you, folks, for being part of the show this year. Look forward to next year. Have a wonderful break. But before you guys go, we're going to talk entertainment very soon with Alexander. Did you want to give your website, Simone, if people want to follow you?
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can follow me on SimoneSpringer.com.
There you go. Well done. Now, we've got to give away a bear, and it's not called Alexander. The bear, Cooper's Bears, thank you very much for their support. We gave away 4 bears this year. They're worth over $100 each. Thank you to the people at Cooper's Bears for giving them to us. Lou Scampoli. Lou Scampoli, I think it's a lady, Lou. 12 Harold. Ooh, I better not say the address. Nearly, I'm not going to even give out the suburb because you might put it together. But thank you very much. You've won that beautiful bear that looked a little bit like the seal. We'll be posting it out to you in the next couple of weeks. Congratulations, Lou Scampoli, and thank you to our wonderful friends at cooperbears.com. And don't forget, you can actually go in there. They've got their own little bear hospital. They can fix bears. They make bears to suit whatever need you have. So well done, and thank you very much. Now it's time to bring you back, Alexander. We've got that photo. Can I just hold it? Look, I will hold it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it up in front of him while he does the entertainment.
Oh, my favourite thing to
You've
look
probably
at.
always wanted to work with yourself.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. Entertainment. Let's talk about the nightmare.
The nightmare costume that is Heidi Klum.
That's
Not
the
her
one.
as a person, but what she dressed up as for Halloween. She's known for her fantastic costumes.
Yeah.
Actually, every year she tries to outdo herself, and this year, no exception. I don't know if you've seen it, Fred.
Not yet, but I'm going to.
Have a look. She dressed up as this kind of alien thing, which is inspired by her husband's
wow.
band, because they believe in aliens.
How beautiful.
Yeah, it took 13 hours to apply, which is actually 2 hours longer than she usually gets to get ready in the morning.
Would anyone bother?
Yeah. And they did it
Yuck.
like live, so everyone could watch her actually
Wow.
being transformed into this.
That's a really big makeover.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that she was wearing a costume.
Yeah, that's how I look when I wake up
Amazing.
in the morning.
So apparently after she was taking it off, that's when she starts thinking of her ideas for next year. So it's a year-long process every
Beautiful.
year.
What's happening with Richard Gere?
Richard Gere, 70 years old, he's going to become a dad again. His wife is expecting the second child.
Oh,
So his
wow,
wife,
the poor
Alejandra, who's
woman.
36. He said he's not at all worried about becoming an older
He's
parent.
70 years old.
70 years old
But
this
what
year.
happens when the child is like 6 or 10 and he is in a wheelchair?
Well, you won't have to worry about that, really, will he?
Oh, dear.
I get to play dinosaurs all the time.
Literally, I tell you what. Could you imagine the kids saying, Daddy, why do you have grey hair?
Well, he's had grey hair since he was 20.
I
so.
know, but amazing. Well, you know what? Kids at any time, congratulations if that's what they want. So good luck to Richard Gere.
Fantastic.
What's this about being self-partnered?
Our very favourite witch and or wizard, Emma Watson, has decided that she's not single, she's self-partnered. So
That
she's coined a new
means
phrase.
She's a self-facilitator, is that what you're saying?
I don't know what that means.
Well, she helps herself, basically. She doesn't need a man or a partner. She just, everything she needs, she has it at home.
Yeah, and it's interesting because she's actually saying how she likes the idea of being single, but she's afraid of the fact that then she's anxious about not being married by the time she's turned 30, owning her own house, having children. But I think to call yourself insufficient when you're literally like, she went to Oxford, she's a United
And she's
Nations
rich.
ambassador, she's literally the Minister for Magic currently. Like, those are high-profile jobs.
And isn't it amazing as well? We changed the term. I mean, it's not even just being single. No woman or man needs to have a partner if they want to be single.
High five.
It's perfectly.
Up
You know
top.
what?
Super Bowl.
It's perfectly accepted to be successful and be on your own and
Yeah.
do it on your own, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's not like someone's going,
The
she's
stigma.
single or she's on her own and she can't possibly be successful
Yeah,
without a man.
right,
Can I make a prediction, though?
Please,
I
go.
predict that she will cheat on herself.
You heard it here first.
You've got your finger on the pulse, I reckon, just like her.
The pulse of the corpse known
Let's
as
talk
Richard
about
Gere.
this one here makes me laugh, especially if his stupid trial by Kyle is still on
Picked it
channel.
up.
What a load of rubbish that show is. But what's happening with him?
Our good, I don't know what I was about to say, our good friend, Carl Sanderlands and Imogen Anthony have actually separated, so they've been living apart for quite a few months now.
What
he
happened?
announced on the differences, like her career's kind of picked
She
up.
opened her eyes.
Yeah. took the
She
bag
woke
off her
up
head.
out of a coma.
Yeah, so there's a big age difference, obviously. They met at his 40th party when she was in her early 20s. And
Yeah.
8 years later, it hasn't worked out, unfortunately.
Do you know what's sad about him? He's not genuine. Like, you know, if you really love
We're
this
starting
person,
a feud here now.
No, but
You're
you've got
listening,
to.
Carl.
I've seen him on his, his radio stuff and stuff
Yeah.
that they've recorded. He obviously he loved her. He was with her for a long time. He's got a funny way of showing it.
Yeah.
And I've seen the way he talks to women. I have to say,
Right.
the lady that hosts the show with
Jackie
him,
O.
Jackie O, the way he deals with her, he's always condescending to
Yes.
women. He's like God's gift to women, and I have to say, you're not.
Yeah.
And it's
Maybe he
yeah.
is God's gift, but it's an unwanted,
What-
it's like an
Kristen,
unwanted
we're- maybe as a country we're just being really polite the
And
whole
what
time.
religion, I'd have to say, would his God love him? But hey, good luck to him. I hope she's doing well. I hope she takes half of everything. And
well, it's
look,
a big
he's
pay packet, $8 million a year.
Very wealthy man. So,
Very
and you think with all that money, plastic surgery would sometimes be handy. But congratulations. And
he's single, ladies. Make a line.
no, he's self-partnered. I think he'll be self-partnered for a long, long time. Because yeah, look, there's another word for self-partnered, but it's a man. Starts with a W, but I won't say what it is. Pack to the Rafters is back.
Yes, it has officially been announced. Amazon Prime will be reviving Pack to the Rafters after its run on 7.
Yep.
However, obviously it won't be on free-to-air TV, so you'll have to have a subscription.
No,
to
isn't
watch
it funny? Because what they do is they put it on one of these streaming devices.
That's right.
You have to pay a lot of money to watch it.
Yes.
And I wonder where they're going to pick up from. Is it going to be like 20 years on?
Well, they'll have
Julie
to-
is in a retirement village.
Well, that's the thing, and like I think
And
they should.
half the cast don't want to do it anymore.
Well, they're going to try and get most of them back, so I'd be surprised. Because really, I feel like the show should be renamed Trapped by the Rafters, and it's about the Australian people being forced to watch these people.
I do admit there's one show on Channel 10, actually two I love.
Yeah.
One is Race Around the World or something like that, whatever it's
Around,
called.
Amazing Race.
Race.
Yeah.
And the other one is the one about the
Which is
football
Imogen Anthony
wives.
running away from Kyle.
I can never remember what it's called. Does anyone know the one with the football wives?
House Husbands?
Playing to Win.
Oh, Playing to Win.
I absolutely love that.
Playing for Keeps.
Playing for Keeps. That one there, strong women roles.
Yes.
And if there was a prison involved, it'd be Prisoner. But it's just an amazing show where women get to play the main role. And you're showing women that are very successful and powerful, Playing to Win, Network 10 or Playing for Keeps.
Like what we're doing right here.
Well, you guys should just step straight into that because you guys, all three of you, and
Thank you.
of course you too, are doing very, very well. And I think that's it, is it?
That's the entertainment. Get excited. Pack to the Rafters. Coming back.
Thank you very
2020.
much. Well done. Thank you to the whole team. We're going to take a very quick break. We'll see you next year, all of you.
Yeah.
And we'll take a quick break and come back and talk to Millennium Kids. Next on the couch. See you soon.
Connect with the couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Millennium Kids are back for our final segment of the 2-hour show today. They've been a fantastic part of the show this year. We've done 3 or 4 segments. We will be having them back next year to talk about the climate and climate change and all the things that they do to make this world a better place. Let me introduce a couple of guests today. We've got Huda,
Hi.
welcome, and we've got Kat, the CEO of
Fred, how are
MK, or Millennium Kids as we call them. Thank you for coming in today. Kat, did you want to just tell me a little bit about the 1,000 Actions for the Planet? What's that all about?
Well, about 3 years ago, Fred, the children decided that they would adopt the Sustainable Development Goals, and we had about 500 young people take part in workshops to look at the issues around the planet and locally that they thought were the most important issues. And the 3 top issues were climate change, deforestation and waste. So we crafted a variety of ways that young people could pitch ideas for making change, and we developed a process called the Waste Free Movement, and Huda is our guest today to talk about some of the initiatives that she's been involved in.
A quick question from you. I know
Yep.
that you're obviously clued up on a lot of stuff that's happening with recycling. I read in the paper that China has rejected our recycling, and now Indonesia has also rejected it. For those people who don't understand what are we doing with those countries? Are we selling them our recyclable products?
Well, I think that it's a fairly complicated system. I work in Indonesia,
Yep.
and we're very aware of the different types of waste that ends up in Indonesia. What my understanding is that when we put our things in the yellow bin, they are sorted and shipped to different countries, and there's a level of contamination in those shipments.
Obviously a very high level because they've rejected it and they don't want to have anything to do with it.
Well, I think that in Indonesia we've seen people hand-picking through waste, and it's a laborious process, and it's very difficult for people to sort the different types of plastic. And basically I think that those country standards have risen, and they're saying no, that the sorting needs to be better.
I guess that's exactly what it is. Australians need to do better when it comes to what they place in those recycling
Yes,
bins.
absolutely.
One of the biggest problems I think we have is that every single council has different rules and expectations, and I think that they need to come together as a council and decide on things that they all accept and then tell us as the public, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there. Huda, tell me about your fantastic project, because you're running something called Mission Zero. How does that work?
Well, we were originally tackling textile waste and fabric waste, which is the second most wasteful industry
Now,
in
we're
our
talking
world.
about people who buy a jacket like this and then 3 days later go, I don't want to wear it anymore, and throw it away.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think 95% of the clothing can be reused as it is that goes into our landfills. And we are trying to educate people on how to upcycle, recycle and reuse their clothing.
What does that mean, upcycle?
So Upcycling is taking a garment like this and either giving it to someone else who would need it if you don't want it, or turning it into something new.
And can I say, you're both wearing upcycled clothing today, is that right?
No, I'm actually wearing a gift from my daughter.
I was going to say, it does look quite beautiful. Yours is upcycled, isn't it, Huda?
Yeah.
But that is very elegant. That's actually quite modern. So where would you have got that item?
I think it was my mum's before that.
So she would have maybe not worn it again, and you've gone, I like it, I'm going to wear it.
Yeah.
One, it saves you money. Two, it saves the environment. And textiles. It saves people just throwing things out or using them as rags when they're perfect to wear.
And we were having a great conversation outside about this because we were talking about this dress. And I was saying, well, you know, if it goes out of fashion or if I tear it, what would I do? And we were talking about my mother and Huda's grandparents, and they would have, you know, cut this panel out and they might have put it, you know, on another garment, and they would have reused things. So we had a discussion about the fact that I remember clothes being made at home. I remember doing sewing. I remember being 15 and 16 and making things and wearing them, and that's changed over time. So getting the idea out that you can have a garment and reuse it. And in fact, I could take that off there and put it around the bottom and make it into a beautiful...
It's virtually a brand new garment. It's repurposing it, making it look slightly different with very minimal change, and it could be a brand new garment which can be worn. So how do we get involved with your project? What do you need people to do? How can we get more information?
Well, it's pretty much at the starting phases right now, and we're mostly just operating inside our school to start with.
Now, you're only 15, aren't you? So you're doing an amazing job for a young person. And this is the whole thing about Millennium Kids. I'd say 90% of the people involved with this fantastic organisation are young kids, and you've got some of the adults there to guide you through, which is wonderful.
And we gave Huda a grant to run her first workshop, and they're designing that workshop, and they're going to run it on a weekend and have people come with their garments and upcycle them.
Wonderful. I was telling you how I know a friend of mine that was doing that, having these meetings with a group of people once a month, and they'd all bring their clothes and they'd all do swapping. It's very simple, folks. There's so many ways of doing it, but it all gets to the same point. Huda, congratulations on your project. Was there anything else you wanted to tell us about the project? Just quickly.
I would just say that if people would start using their garments and thinking about what they're buying, that would just help the world a little more.
Beautiful. Wise words from a young person. Kat, what's the website for people to find out more about your wonderful organisation?
www.millenniumkids.com.au.
You guys are amazing. I can't wait to see you next year. We've had eatable utensils this year. We've had water projects. We've had growing trees, recycling of clothes or upcycling. Well done. I'm sure more great things will come out of MK next year. Thank you for coming in. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all our amazing guests. Thank you to everybody who's been part of this show this year. We've done about 30 or 40 episodes. We'll be back again next year, end of February, with a brand new season of The Couch. I think it's our 18th year, finally. I've been saying 18 years for 3 years, but we're finally getting there. Let me thank the crew that works so hard on the show every week. Nick, one of our DAs, Jake, one of our DAs, Adrian, our director, and of course Ben, one of our sound people, and probably one of the best sound people on The Couch as well. We've only got one that does it every week, so you are the best, Ben, believe it or not. Thank you to all their hard work. Thank you to Adrian. This year he built the studio, not as in the bricks and mortar. He actually converted it to HD, a big job. And Ben, thank you for all your help with that as well. We really do appreciate it. Let's thank the people in the studio that make it fun to work in here. Well, two of them do. The other one I don't know. Bridget, Abby, and Abby, our floor manager, Sonia, assistant producer Sonia, who is wonderful. She does camera, she does floor managing. She's been with us a very, very long time. It might be time for her to leave. But no, look, she's wonderful. We would miss her if she left, but we want to try it anyway. But can I just say thank you for the wonderful work you do. Over this side, my co-host, my presenter extraordinaire, Nisha Seth, and of course, our sound camera and everything else, man, Aref. Thank you very much. Have you coloured your hair, Aref? There you go. I thought you did. Looks good. Can I say you're just about ready for going on a date with Nisha and having some cheese? Well done. Nisha, we appreciate it. We really appreciate all the work you do. Let me thank the youngest crew member that's in here today. His name, he's over there, Fletcher William. He's from Butler College. He's one of the students who does TV and movies and all that type of stuff at the Butler College. He's one of our students up there as well, and well done. Thank you, Fletcher. Now, do we thank the man called Michael Mass? Michael, thank you for all your hard work that you do on the couch every week. Talented people from Central TAFE. Is it called North Metropolitan TAFE these days? They do a wonderful job. They're better than TAFE because they're part of the couch. And this man here, Alec, where would I be without my warm-up man, the man who makes me laugh, the man that says I'm hot every week? All right, maybe you haven't said it enough. But thank you very much to Alec. We love having all of you here. And have I left anybody out? Let me make sure. Rocco, Chili, Barbara and Heather, that's looked after all our guests. You know Rocky when he's at the door and you don't want to come in. He's there. He welcomes you to the building or scares you away in some cases. But thank you very much for all your great efforts to all those people. Starting to sound like telethon. Thank you very much to Foxtel, who supported us for about 10 years. We look forward to being with you next year. Aurora, the channel that took a chance on us and is still taking a chance on us. We haven't yet paid you off, but you do an amazing job. Thank you to Side for giving us the studio. Side, part of the Education Department of WA. And we absolutely love our studio and we look after it, and we'll be back again next year, only because we have a contract. Kevin and the team from Palace Cinemas, thank you for all your tickets. Thank you for all your support. We love Palace Cinemas. They are different and we look forward to your support next year. Cooper Bears, as I said before, wonderful bears. We hope to see them in the future. AirAsia that flew us to Lombok this year. Love that fair. Scoot, who gave away tickets every single week. Experience the difference with Scoot and do something different and fly Scoot yourself. Crown and Andrews Board Games, thank you very much. The only Australian board game company, and they do an amazing job as well. Sienna's in Leederville that now charges $10 for pizzas. Used to be $5, but I don't want to be political. But thank you very much, Sienna's in Oxford Street. You are the best pizzas in town, and we love Sienna's as well. And EAVP, for the coloured lights which you're repossessing today, thank you very much. We really do, on a serious note. We appreciate your support and the amazing guests that we've had this year, thousands of them over the last 18 years, the fantastic performers and not so fantastic performers. It's always about giving people an opportunity, not about people being great at what we do, because none of us are great at what we do. We're good at what we do, and we think we try very hard to make it better every week that we're here. And Wemma, thank you very much to all the music acts that have been on the couch from Wemma as well, West End Music Academy. Now some more important people, our presenters. Marnie Giroux, thank you very much. Simone Springer, Cara Walker, Di Wilcox, Alexander Sacosta, Mark Rickoff, Nisha Seth, thank you very much. Pieta Sharp, Suzanne Warner, Demilza Leonard, Daniele Foticazzola, and last but not least, our travel presenter, Steve Collins. I think we've got you all in. If I've forgotten any of you, you are the other people. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful pleasure hosting the show this year. I will be back next year, hopefully. And have yourself a wonderful Christmas, a fantastic New Year. We're going to leave you today with an act by Six Strings. They're a wonderful band by Wemma, and the song's called Classic, just like this show. See you next year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Keep smiling. Bye for now.
Hey, where's the drums? Yeah. Ooh. Come on. Girl, you're shining like Fifth Avenue diamond. They don't make you like they used to. You're never going out of style. Ooh, pretty baby, this world might have gone crazy. The way you saved me, who could blame me? I just wanna make you smile. I wanna feel you like Michael. I wanna kiss you like Prince. Let's get it on like Marvin Gaye, like Hathaway. Write a song for you like this.
You're over my head, out of my mind. Thick nose, born in wrong time. You're one of a kind, living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.
Dozen roses, anything for you to notice. All the way to serenade you. Doing this tonight, just stop here. I'ma pick you up in a Cadillac like a gentleman, bringing glamour back, keep it real to the way I feel. I can walk you down the aisle. I wanna bring it like Michael. I wanna kiss you like Prince. Let's get it on like Marvin Gaye, like Hathaway. Write a song for you like this.
You're over my head, out of my mind. Thick nose, born in wrong time. Let's start a rewind. Everything is so blackish. you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're class and baby, you're sick. I never met a girl like you ever till we met. A star in the 40s, centerfold in the 50s. Got me tripping out like the 60s. Hippies, queen of the discotheque. A 70s dream and an 80s best. Hepburn, Beyonce, Marilyn Manson. Girl, your time was just so classic. Over my head, out of my mind. Thick nose born in the wrong time. Let's start a rewind. Everything is so throwbackish.
I kinda like it like
Out of my league, old school chic. Like move star from silk screen. You're one of a kind. Living in a world gone plastic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic. Baby, you're so classic.
so classic.
On the couch with us. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da. On the couch with us.
The Couch is proudly supported by Palace Cinemas, Elite Audiovisual Productions, Crown and Andrews Board Games, fun for the whole family, and Scoot Airlines. Escape the ordinary, fly Scoot.